starting with chapter 14. Alright, so let us start. Leaves were still piling up on the creeks along the road. A tall girl passed us with a calabash balancing on her head. I carried a small suitcase, mostly filled with Bridget's things. Bridget napped as Danticat carried her in her arms. The women who met us on the road called Danticat Madame, even though she had never married. "I cannot see this child coming out of you," Danticat said, rocking Bridget in her arms. "Sometimes I cannot see it myself. Makes me think back to when you were this small and I had you in my arms. Feels the same too, like I'm holding something very valuable. Do you sometimes think she's going to break in your hands? She's a true Kako woman. She is very strong." A woman was sitting by the road, stringing factory sequins together while her daughter braided her hair. "Louise tells me you've learned your letters," I said to Danticat. "She must think I want that shouted from the hills." "I'm very happy to hear that. I always felt I did, that I knew words in my head. I did not know them on paper. Now once every so often, I put some nice words down. Louise, she calls them poems." An old woman was trying to kill a rooster in the yard behind her house. The rooster escaped her grasp and ran around headless until it collapsed in the middle of the road. We walked around the bloody trail as the lady picked up the dead animal. "Have you brought your daughter to Martine?" Danticat asked. "She never answers my letters. When I called her, she slammed the phone down on me. She has not seen my daughter. We have not spoken since I left home." "That's very sad for both of you. Very sad, since you and Martine don't have anybody else over there. And Martine's head is not in the best condition." A man hammered nails into a coffin in front of his roadside hut. "Honneur, Monsieur Frank," Danticat called out to the coffin builder. "Respect." He flashed back a friendly smile. "We have always heard that it is grand there," said Danticat. "Is it really as grand as they say? New York? It is a place where you can lose yourself easily. Grand or not grand, I'm losing myself here too." We passed Man Grace's farm with a bamboo fence around it. The house was worn out and wind whipped. There were large wooden boards on the windows. "When did Man Grace die?" I asked Danticat. "Almost the day I came back here to live," she said. "What was wrong with her? She went to bed and just stopped breathing. It must have been her time. It was very hard on Louise when her mama died. Louise and Grace, they had slept in the same bed all her life. Louise was in the bed when Grace went to Guinea. To this day, it tears her open to sleep alone. My grandmother's house still looked the same. I dropped my suitcase on the porch and followed Danticat out to the back. Grammy Ife was sprinkling water in the dust before doing her sweeping. "Old woman, I brought your children," Danticat said. "Age and wedlock tames the beast," said my grandmother. "Am I looking at Sophie?" I moved closer, pressing my fingers against my cheeks. "Did you even have breasts the last time I saw you?" asked my grandmother. "It has not been that long," Danticat said. My grandmother's eyes were filled with tears. She buried her face in my chest and wrapped her arms around my waist. "I call my daughter Bridget Ife," I said. "The Ife is after you." She stretched her neck to get a closer look. "Do you see my granddaughter?" she asked, tracing her thumb across Bridget's chin. "The tree has not split one mite. Isn't it a miracle that we can visit with all our kin simply by looking into this face? If you are with me up to this point, please consider liking, sharing, and subscribing to my channel. Thank you. Stay tuned. See you next time. Bye.